Damage 365 Radio with your host Kevin Nasta and John Torrey.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. All about control. And if you can take it, it's all about your step. And if you can play it, it's all about pain. And who's gonna make it?
Welcome back, everybody. Damage 365 Radio. This is show number 2 of our double header episode number 11. And welcome back. And we got a great show in store for you again today, not just this week, again today. And we have a lot of things we'd like to discuss on the show, including JCW's Jersey J Cup preview, a couple of stops on the Damage 365 JCW World Tour, as we'll be bouncing around from New Jersey to Queens and all over the place. We're going to cover the new members of Damage Athletics softball alumni who have been put on the Hall of Fame ballot for the season. And we'll get into a nice verbal recap of the big event brought to you by Nick and myself. And the all-new Damage 365 Radio Network launch that will be happening soon. We'll get all into that. And then later on in the show, we'll have a guest, indie star Ron Paris will be with us momentarily around the 7:30 hour. And let's get into that right away. And for that, I pass it on to my co-host, who will tell you right now the bracket for the upcoming 2014 Tag Team Jersey J Cup tournament that will take place March 28th, 2014 at 7:30 p.m. at Hasbrook Heights. Yes, the VFW in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey. Our buddies, the Down Boys, will be there along with other teams. You don't want to miss it. But JT, take it away.
One night, 8 teams, and 1 winner. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the bracket for the JCW J-Cup Tag Team Championship Tournament. We will see El Bandito and Bandito Jr. facing off against the Players Club. Also, you'll see Monster Mac and Homicide taking on Chris Dinkinson and Aaron Epic. You'll also see the Spirit Squad taking on the Down Boys and Rhett Titus and Joey Janela facing off against Glitz and Glamour. Some talent on board.
Absolutely. And like you said, one night, 8 teams, 1 winner. They will be crowned the Jersey Championship Wrestling World Tag Team Champions. And my pick, you know what? I think I'm going to go out on a whim here and say we might have a unanimous sweep in picks.
I agree.
Nick?
I'm pretty sure we're going to have a unanimous sweep here. I'm pretty sure we're all picking the same team.
Yes, I think we're going to be going with Tony and Steve of the Down Boys.
I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, and they're taking on the Spirit Squad in round 1, a team that they already have defeated in the ring. So I don't see how they can't do it again.
I mean, talking to them yesterday, they seemed ready to go. They seemed excited for it. They had another match last night, getting ready for the J Cup. I mean, I'm excited. I hope those guys take it down. I mean, they got great talent. They're young kids. They have what it takes to win the J Cup.
I agree, and the world tour continues because it just doesn't stop with that. Because on March 29th. JCW is going to get a little extreme, and JT, let them know.
Extreme with a 6-man elimination match for the JCW Extreme Championship. You'll see Jorge Santi versus Too Hot Steve Scott, the Selfie Superstar, versus Bandito Jr., versus Joey Janela, versus Lucky 13, versus the Grim Reaper.
I like his name. I knew you would. With Bandito Jr., of course, being the champion. Lucky 13 actually was he was at the big event yesterday, signing autographs, meeting with fans. I don't know if I don't even know if you knew that.
Yeah.
He was there. He was next to Buff Bagwell. Lucky him.
Yeah, oh, Buff.
Oh, Buff. But wait. Go back 2 more. But wait, ladies and gentlemen, there's more.
Lots more.
Saturday, March 29th, at Queensboro Elks Lodge on Queens Boulevard in Elmhurst, New York, also known as Queens. There will be a very special royal guest.
Live and in wrestling action, Jerry the King Lawler.
That's right, Jerry the King Lawler will be in the house at the Elks Lodge in Queensboro for Jersey Championship Wrestling. And he will not be alone. He will be joined by the JCW roster, which will include, Danny DeMonto with the beautiful Shannon Williams in his corner, taking on Maximus Sex Power. I don't even know what to say to that.
Could be trying to steal his girl. That's what I say.
I don't even know what to say to that. But JCW's not done, folks. It doesn't stop, because in April, they're going to have so much on the docket coming up, including Tommy Dreamer and Terry Funk, 2 Extreme Championship Wrestling legends. Absolute legends. And then also in April, on the 26th, in Kenilworth, New Jersey, they're going to have former 3-time World Wrestling Entertainment Tag Team Champion Demolition, Axe and Smash, will be in the house, joined by former TNA World Women's Champion Gail Kim, also the wife of one of my favorite Food Network stars, Robert Irvine. Gail Kim will be in the house, and so will former TNA Knockout Rosita. She will be in the house. Renee Michelle will be in the house in April, as well as
Tina San Antonio.
That's right, Tina San Antonio, and former WWE Women's Champion Ashley Massaro, who we got to meet yesterday, and we will get an interview with her on the 29th. We already spoke to her about it, but it just doesn't stop. And it starts this coming Friday, March 14th in Edison, New Jersey, where Tina San Antonio will take on Renee Michelle, and they'll also have Joey Janela versus Bandito Jr. for the championship, the Extreme Championship. Jake the Snake Roberts will make his return after surgery with Damian Darling and a mystery partner not named yet to take on all 3 members of the Players Club with Shannon Williams in their corner. We will also see the current Warriors of Wrestling heavyweight champion, who will be wrestling for JCW, Chris Steeler. He will take on Eric Corvus. And Kyle the Beast will take on Ryan Rumble. And our buddies, the Down Boys, will take on Leon St. Giovanni and Tim Hughes on a very, very packed 2 months of JCW wrestling. You don't want to miss it, folks.
Just a glimpse.
Edison, New Jersey, Kenilworth, Hasbrook Heights, Elmhurst, New York, the world tour of New York and New Jersey of JCW is just jam-packed full of awesome. You don't want to miss it. They put on an unbelievable show, great for the family. And, if they're in your area or even within a half hour of you driving-wise, it would be a sin for you to miss it, because it's just that fun. And,
I mean, come on, half hour. Let's these fans should be driving an hour and a half to 2 hours. I mean, I drive an hour and a half down for these events. I mean, they're jam-packed, they're fun, like you were saying, they're family-oriented, and the action is amazing. They got a lot of young talent, and Ricky O always puts on a good show.
And so does his roster, JCW roster. A lot of people know that all these independent wrestlers, they wrestle on different shows depending on who's got the upcoming show of the week. Okay, but when push comes to shove, Ricky O has a loyal following on his roster. Okay, wherever he goes, they will come to him. and because he knows how to do business and he knows how to market his product. We saw that yesterday at the big event when he was launching Damage 365 pens all over the convention room to anybody who might have been paying attention or...
He was launching my
yeah, he was
water
just
bottle.
launching them
Launching,
anyway.
Duct tape.
Yeah, he was trying to give away our duct tape. I mean, anything that wasn't nailed down, which I was starting to fear for Nick's safety, that he might have been giving away. But I think that's illegal, so I don't think that would have
Only
happened.
in certain states, I think.
Yeah, he was giving away everything. I mean,
Only if he charges. I think.
cookies, pens, anything, like I said, that was wrestling related, and our duct tape was wrestling related because it taped up our sign, so it was used in wrestling, so he was willing to give it away. I didn't even ask for an autograph on the damn tape. Jesus. But anyway, let's get into some Damage Athletics Hall of Fame news, and let's see who's on the ballot this season for 2014. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the music, meaning Damage Athletics Hall of Fame time. And this year on the ballot, for the first time, Sandra Parisi McDonald, who played with Damage from 1996 through 1998, top 5 games caught as a catcher. Spencer Skitter makes the Hall of Fame ballot for the second time, playing with Damage from 1999 through 2006. Former team MVP Stephanie Pavlovsky, who played with the team 2001 through 2003. Former 2004 Female Rookie of the Year Megan Komar, who played 2 seasons with Damage, including one miraculous season where she had the most walks ever by a female with 17. We have Mary Jo Morgello, who makes the ballot for the first time. She was part of the 2003 Card Celeste Damage Athletics Championship team. She played with the team 2003, the spring of 08 and 09. She was also part of the 09 team that actually lost in the championship. Jason Fairbairn makes the ballot for the third time. He's played with the team from 99 through 2001. Joseph Sheik Morales Jr. makes the ballot for the fourth time. He played with the team from the spring of 1996 through the spring of 2006. Played on one championship team in 2003 in the fall. He did not have any games appeared, but he was on that roster. And he also has the accolades of starting opening day in 2006. And one of the originals, James W. Polk, on the ballot for the 5th time in his final season on the ballot. Played with Damage in their first season in just the Hits in 94 and 1995. He was part of the league championship in 94 and the undefeated team champions in 1995. So there are your ballot members for 2014. Sandra Parisi McDonald, Spencer Gitter, Stephanie Pavlovsky, Megan Komar, Mary Jo Morgello, Jason Fairbairn, Joseph Morales Jr., and James Pope. And on behalf of one of the voting members of the Damage Alumni Committee, we want to wish you good luck, and we'll announce the winners usually about 3 weeks before the postseason barbecue. And hopefully we'll have some Hall of Famers coming down to greet the new Hall of Famers. Last year we inducted Ken Soto Sr. and Marissa Mazziata Cohen, and we had a fun time. Marissa was in the house accepting all her awards, and we had a great time. So good luck to all you possible Damage Athletics Softball Hall of Famers.
Esposito's Pizza and Pasta. Over a decade of excellent dining experience. Dine in, take out, or free delivery. We feature over 25 different types of pizza pies, and also we'll create anything you want. Our sauces are made fresh daily and use only the freshest ingredients. We also have good old-fashioned style entrees, cooked like your mom used to make. From wraps, calzones, rolls, and pasta specials galore to calamari and soups, all in a cozy atmosphere. Call today or stop on in.
Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen, and again, good luck and congratulations to all the Damage Athletic players who made the Hall of Fame ballot. Can't wait for the Jersey J Cup. Can't wait to meet Jerry King Lawler, Tommy Dreamer, Terry Funk, and all the beautiful divas and TNA knockouts. It's going to be great. Speaking about great, let's get into a little verbal recap. Yesterday, the big event that took place in Queens, New York yesterday, we got to see the likes of Greg the Hammer Valentine, the Honky Tonk Man, Jimmy the Mouth of the South Heart, Buff Bagwell, Virgil. We got to see Colt Cabana, Stevie Richards, the Boogeyman, AJ Styles, Joey Styles. Who else?
Arena.
Yes, and Ashley Massaro. One of our past guests, Melissa Coates, was in the house. We took some pictures with her and got to talk a little bit with her. She seems like a cool, down-to-earth chick. We liked her very much. And like I said in our previous show, it's always great to meet in person. The interviews that we have, it just puts a face and a personality with the voice, and it's just a kick to get to meet these people and sit down and talk to them. But Nick, you can take pretty much all the time you want. Just sum up in your own words the experience and how you felt about yesterday.
Yesterday was amazing. The fans were really excited. I saw a lot of people, a lot of kids walking around, a lot of older people, a lot of people around my age, 26, 27 years old, just walking around, just so excited to meet their idols. You had a lot of wrestling idols there as well, and you had Dennis Rodman there, who was a great basketball player at his time. He was part of NWO for a while. Wasn't at the event as long as I would have liked. A lot of fans paid a lot of money to go see him, and he was only there for probably about an hour and a half.
Yeah, he showed up late.
Showed up about an hour or so late and left pretty early too. He was there for about an hour and a half. Fans had to pay $50 to either have a picture or autograph from him, and $80 for the combo. And no other guests at that show, at the event, charged more than $20.
You're absolutely correct, and some actually charged less than that. Howard Finkel, WWE Hall of Famer, charged only $15. I can't look. The bottom line is he showed up.
Yeah.
There's so many. Sonny, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, King Kong Bundy, just to name a couple who didn't even show at all.
Yeah. But then everybody that was there was super, super nice. You were walking around, talking with some people. AJ Styles walked by and recognized our radio station name. He stopped by, shook my hand, said hi, asked how things were going. I walked over, spoke with Colt Cabana for a minute, said hi to him, asked him how things were going. Just some of these people were so nice, so warm to everybody that was there. The other vendors, it was so nice to see other wrestlers interact with each other. I mean, I saw guys like Virgil walk up to Dennis Rodman and talk to him for a little while. AJ Styles was super excited to see a guy like Stevie Richards, who, in my mind, never aged one bit. The guy is insanely in shape for his age. It was so nice to see everybody get in touch with people who they might not have talked for a while. I mean, a lot of fans think, oh, these guys are in business together, they're back in the day, and they're still friends. But it shows that people lose touch from time to time, and it's nice. These events help bring back old friendships as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you saw Jimmy Hart spending a lot of time away from his table and kind of hovering over by Greg the Hammer Valentine and the Honky Tonk Man. Granted, they were doing the Rhythm and Blues package where all three of them were involved in a photo shoot and autographs and a meet and greet. But even before that time period came, he spent a lot of time over with I mean, these guys go back a long time.
Yeah,
I mean,
they go back into the 80s.
Jimmy Hart's been in WWE as long as Hogan has. And, you know, he brought the likes of the Hart Foundation, you know, to existence and teams like that. But his original team was the Dream Team, which was actually Greg the Hammer Valentine and Brutus the Barber Beefcake, former tag team champions. And that's why I was a little more disappointed in anything that Beefcake didn't show up, because by Beefcake not showing up, it kind of removed a time period out of wrestling with him and Valentine, and then eventually Valentine and Honky Tonk Man. So those three guys alone measured, you know, two tag teams with the same manager, Jimmy Hart. But it was just really cool. You know, Jimmy Hart's a really down-to-earth guy. Doesn't look like he ages at all. He had a nice tan going. You know, he had his megaphone, his notorious Mouth of the South WWE megaphone. So it was good. It was good to see those guys. You know, but go ahead, continue. I didn't mean to cut you off.
And it was great to see a guy like Howard Schenkel too, a guy who you don't really think about. He was they mention him from time to time on WWE, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, whatever. But it was really nice to see him, and the guy really hasn't aged. He hasn't, as a bearded guy, he had a nice goatee going as well, so I give him credit for that. But no, it was great to see everybody there. Buck Bagwell was hilarious. He was joking around with people. You hear him just messing around about all the stuff that's been going on in his life and the news that he does, what he does in his personal time and how he's making money now. So it was funny how he's very open about that and joking around with other vendors that were there about that.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things that I kind of liked that was going on was a guy like Ricky O. Okay, Ricky O, we all know from JCW. You know, he stepped up, he grabbed the microphone, did some occasional emceeing, bringing over some of the talent that was there to interview them by the DJ stand, so their voice can be heard throughout the room. So somebody who might not have been there to sign, say, get an autograph from SoCal Val, now sees her standing there, sees how beautiful she is, hears her talking, and now all of a sudden they're like, you know what? I want to go over and get my picture taken with that girl. So bang, there's $20 in SoCal's pocket and a picture hanging on the wall for that fan who's now a new fan of SoCal Val, because Ricky made it, you know, a point to get some voice out in the show, which I think if he didn't do that, it would have never have happened.
Exactly. Ricky takes care of the people that he works that work for him. Anybody that comes in and works for JTW, Ricky takes care of them. He helps promote them. He's open to for them to do other bookings and help them promote themselves in that sense too. And that's why it was great that he allowed the Down Boys to come with us too. So I wanted to speak about those guys. They were so awesome. Just sitting down next to Kevin and myself, and they were just joking around. They were talking about other things. We were just chatting about wrestling in the past, present, future, where they're going in the business, and it was great to talk to them.
Yep, I agree. And you know, I did my rounds. I've got the autographs that I wanted to get. You know, I worked in media since 2005, and you know, anybody wants to say, oh, you know, there's that unwritten code where if you're there as a member of media, you don't get autographs. That's baloney. Because me going over and getting that autograph, paying for that autograph, is putting money in that guy's pocket. And why wouldn't I want to do that? Because they're there for the fans. And I was a fan before I was a member of media. And I want that guy to make a couple extra bucks, even if it's $5 out of that money, because I want to get that autograph. Who knows if I'm ever going to see these guys at another show again. And, you know, unfortunately, the way that the lifespan of some of these wrestlers don't last long, you know, I want that history of that. I got to shake their hand. I got that autograph before, you know, they're long gone off this earth, and I didn't have the chance to do it. But, you know, I got Greg the Hammer Valentine, the Honky Tonk Man, and Jimmy Hart together on the same photo. Howard Finkel, another WWE Hall of Famer. I got SoCal Val. I got Gangrel. Melissa Coates, and I'm definitely missing somebody.
You got Corley Race.
Yes, former King and former NWA World Champion, a legend, Hall of Famer of any aspect of the industry, Harley Race.
Exactly. And like we were talking about before, there's a difference between being part of the media and going up and asking for autographs and being a mark. That word spread around. Actually, a lot of people were talking. We were all joking around about being a mark. I mean, you had Jarrett who was sitting there talking about it too. And there's a big difference between being part of the media and asking for an autograph very politely and professionally,
right,
and being a mark and being all over that celebrity. As a part of I've been a wrestling fan for 24 years, and being part of Damage now, I would never remotely, even before, I would never go up to a celebrity or a wrestler and act unprofessionally when it came to that. You go up to them, you shake their hand, you ask how they're doing, you ask how things are going with them, and they're going to give you the respect right back.
Right, and I've been on both sides of the spectrum here. I go to a lot of 1986 New York Mets signing shows, and I get a little giddy like a school kid sometimes, little kid in the candy shop, But push comes to shove when I get to that table, it's hello sir, shake your hand, take a picture, thank you sir, good luck, and I move on. It's not me drooling on the table, me jumping up and down like a moron. Me carrying around a Foot Locker full of memorabilia, like we saw some of that yesterday. I mean, some of that was just ridiculous. There's people like dragging Foot Lockers and storage totes and 6 book bags. And there's one guy had a book bag, a wheeled luggage thing, and then his kid with a book bag on his kid. It was just ridiculous. I was waiting for him to have the kids signed and stuff them in the bag. I mean, it was just it was just. Stuff like that is just like, wow. I'm like, look. And then the fact that they're taking the time. Yeah, they're paying for it, but you're having 35 things signed, and there's a line of people waiting for that autograph, and the wrestlers are only there for 3 hours. Stop being a whore.
You go there, you're meeting some of your idols, and and the amount of people that these wrestlers have to sign for and take pictures with is crazy. And I wouldn't know personally, but it probably gets very overwhelming. You probably get frustrated with certain fans asking certain questions that they might not want to answer. And I just feel like a lot of fans don't realize that. They think more like a fan and instead of maybe putting their feet in the shoes of those people.
Yep, I agree.
Giving those autographs.
I agree. But our guest is calling in, so let's jump right to that. So hold on 1 second, folks.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Ludacris going in on the verse, cause I never been defeated and I won't stop now. Keep your hands up, get them in the sky for the homies that ain't making it.
Well, welcome to the show at this time. Ron Harris, welcome to the show, Ron.
Hey, how you doing?
How you guys doing? I'd like to thank you first off and foremost for giving us a call today. We didn't have a scheduled caller for the second show, and I wish I would have in advance known that I could have got a second caller. I would have promoted you a little bit more, but either way, I do appreciate you giving us a call and get our link out to all your fans and let them know that you were on the show. They can listen to it immediately after the show's over. It's archived automatically. So, you can get your fan base out there and let them hear you and hear what you got to say.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's jump right into it, and we'll ask you the immediate question that we ask pretty much all our callers is, what was the biggest reason that you got into wrestling?
Yeah, I've always loved wrestling. And one day when I was a kid, I was watching wrestling on TV, and I seen the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels come out out of retirement, and he was my favorite wrestler as a kid growing up. And he inspired me to get inside the wrestling business, and now I'm living my dream.
Well, he's probably the reason why a lot of a lot of wrestlers, pretty much between the age of 19 and 26, which I'm going to assume that's the age range you're in, got into the business. I mean, Shawn Michaels was an industry setter. He did a lot for the business, and he inspired a lot of people, and he did a lot of things that guys either didn't do, they were scared to do, or physically were not able to do. And he put his body on the line on a daily basis. So for you to say Shawn Michaels, that's an awesome reason to be in the business. Now, outside of, say, Shawn Michaels himself, once you got into the business or started your path towards the business, who did you kind of model yourself after, whether it was the indie level or the large market level?
Probably a good friend of mine in the indie business, the bouncer. He helped me throughout a lot and everything, and me and him, we clicked really good.
Okay. Nick, you have any questions?
Let's see. Who's been the most help to you since you got into the wrestling business?
The guy who actually helped me out the most was the bouncer herself. I have the most absolute outstanding respect for him because he's been there every step of the way. Even through when I got hurt, I've had surgery. He's always been there. He's never left my side.
Okay, well, what kind of wrestler do you consider yourself? I mean, you got a lot of these guys who consider themselves high flyers. You have other ones that consider themselves mat technicians. The other ones that consider them maybe like a ground and pound type, like a Undertaker grappler, or a guy that just can pick up and throw people around like a toy doll. So how do you classify yourself?
I'm not the biggest or strongest guy out there, but I classify myself as more of a ground technician, and I could do some high flying too.
I love the high flying wrestlers, especially in the indie level. It amazes me how you guys not only, I mean, we've seen guys jump off the top rope, but you guys have to perfect that craft because you wrestle in venues sometimes with very low ceilings.
Yes, I've experienced that.
So there could be a chandelier that could take your head off. There could be a 2x4 that's part of the ceiling rafters. Not only could hit your head on, but could hit your feet, because as your body is your head's starting to nosedive towards the mat, your feet are behind you and sticking straight up in the air. I've seen a couple of guys clip things off the ceiling, and I got to give you guys a lot of credit because you gotta have a lot of balls to jump off the top rope. I mean, you got 10, you're what, 10, 15 feet in the air, and you got to jump. You still got to elevate yourself regardless, and you might have a 20-foot ceiling with things hang off of it. I mean, that's crazy. So, have you ever hit anything hanging from the ceiling?
I've never hit anything myself, but I've seen it.
It's always great to see, unless you own the Elks Lodge or the Post or the bingo hall that you're wrestling at. Everybody else loves to see it, but the owners don't love to see it.
Yeah, they don't get too happy about that.
They get mad when you use chairs in the ring because they're like, oh, great, these guys are using our chairs. There's $25 down the drain.
Yeah. I've had that happen before.
we went to an event where, I guess one of the hosts, they came flying out of the back when a chair was used, and she literally flipped out and started yelling at
she lost
she absolutely lost her freaking mind. And it was like, come on, man! I'll run down to Walmart and replace your $22 metal folding chair. It's not like you hit him with a dining room table chair. I mean, come on, lady.
Or broke the chandelier.
Yeah, or broke your $50 chandelier hanger from the ceiling. But it was a freaking metal folding chair.
Big deal.
Apparently, she doesn't know how wrestling works with the impact of folding chairs. It's not like the WWE now where they use chairs that they hit each other and they literally fall apart into 6 pieces. I love that.
Yeah.
They just don't make them like they used to.
No, they don't.
That's for sure.
So 2014 here. I mean, we're early in the year. What do you expect out of yourself this season? Like, what are your immediate goals?
My immediate goals this year is I want to bring myself to the next level of wrestling. I'm an independent wrestler, and I would love to make it all the ways. And I just don't see that happening this year, but I would love to make it maybe the Ring of Honor, something bigger this year. That's my immediate goals.
So you want to get noticed?
Yes.
All right. Who are you currently? What umbrella are you currently wrestling under right now?
I'm not under anybody steady right now. I'm just, I sort of go to show right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked under about 14 or 15 different organizations.
Okay.
I've worked all over Ohio, basically, West Virginia. I've worked in Pennsylvania and including Indiana. And I just want to make it further and make it to the next step.
Okay. And what do you have coming up in 2014? Where, who, where, and
When?
When. Just here's your platform. As I tell everybody, whore yourself out right now. Tell us where to find you.
Right now, I'm actually recovering from a knee injury, so I'm expecting a return around May or June.
Okay.
I'm not sure when and I'm not sure where, but about a month from now, I will know, and I will post it on my Facebook page so where everybody can see it.
Absolutely, and definitely let us know because we'll spread the news on our page. We have no problem, as I said in the past, of letting our fans and the fans of our guests know where they're going to be, because the great thing about social networking, other than looking at stupid videos of cats, you can find out everything you need to know, and you might have 2,000 friends, and then we put it on our page to our 2,000 friends, and with one click of a button, 4,000 people know.
4,000 people.
Yep, and then those people tell their friends, and those people to tell their friends, and before you know it, 24 hours goes by, and over 1 million people know where you're wrestling and who you're wrestling and the time and the place and all that fun stuff. So definitely good luck on your rehab. Get healthy soon, and let us know where you're going to be, and hopefully we'll get you back on the show when you're up and running, and when you hit the big time, you can invite us out to a cool show.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, good luck.
I appreciate the time I've had tonight. It was an honor. And I hope to talk to you guys again soon.
I appreciate you giving us a call on short notice. Thank you, Ron, and good luck.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was indie wrestler Ron Paris, who's currently recovering, and we want to wish him luck, and thank you for calling us at short notice. Put a post out yesterday on Facebook saying, hey, anybody wanted to give us a call, let us know, and yeah, definitely, anybody always wants to give us a call, you're more than welcome. We'll always try to get you on the show, and, let's see, we got some time, right? We got like 4 minutes. All right, we can take a call. Anybody want to give us a call? 732-566-2522. Come on the air with Damage 365. As right now, let's tell you about what's coming up. Damage 365 Radio Network is gonna be huge. Okay, we're reaching out to any of our listeners who have radio experience, and let us know what you have done in the past. Send us some samples. We like to set up our own umbrella, have different shows, have a baseball show, have a football, hockey, et cetera, et cetera. Each host having their own show, branching out there so all our fans can get information about everything that's out there. I don't care if it's soccer. I don't care if it's fishing. I don't care if it's bowling. I don't care if it's you teaching how to do the Macarena. It don't matter, because we will get it out there. We will make you a part of the family, because Damage 365 Radio is going to be doing some massive things in 2014. We have advertisers lined up where they're going to come in. They're going to want to advertise on our show to get their product out there, whether it's restaurants, whether it's wrestling equipment, sporting goods, whatever it is, because we are branching out. We're getting more listeners. They're referring to their friends. We're adding them onto our listener packages. And, people just, want a cool show where they can take, maybe an hour out of their time every week to just chill out and listen to some, stuff that makes sense. And, the only requirements we have is, one, you have to obviously be dependable, loyal, respectful. So that means every week you show up for your show, you do your show, same time, same day, every week. We want it to be personable, which means we don't want cell phone shows. We don't want it where I'm on my phone, Nick's on his phone, JT's on his phone, our guest is on their phone, and then you have cell phone wars. Who's got bad connection? Who sounds like they got cellular phonitis? Who sounds like they're talking from inside the toilet bowl? Who sounds like they're drowning? We don't want any of that stuff, and we don't want people yelling over each other. That's the great thing about Damage 365 Radio that we have that a lot of other radio shows don't have on the internet, is that I'm sitting right next to my co-host, okay? When I'm talking, he's listening.
That's
when
right.
he's talking, I'm listening.
That's right.
And we don't talk over each other. If it is, it's usually just us laughing at each other because we said something stupid.
Or arguing.
Or arguing, but that usually happens when the mute button's pressed.
That's right.
And Nick knows when he's speaking. We let him know. We're like, hey, Nick, speak. Speak, Nick, speak.
Exactly.
There you go. See?
Exactly.
So he knows what's going on, but again, we don't want people talking over each other, and I'm not putting down any of those shows that do that because most of them do it. I just don't enjoy it. It just sounds like a free-for-all. It's just chaos. There's just no organization there. And I personally don't like it for me. And I don't like it for Damage. I like Damage to be personable. I like Damage to be organized. And anybody who knows me and how anal retentive I am when it comes to content organization, just play on my softball team, you'll know all about it. And that's just the way it is. And again, people can't complain about that. They could get on the air and listen to us, and they'd be like, "Wow, this show, we do everything by a timeline, folks. We read off. We have an itinerary for every show, and we try to keep everything in a bracket of time, so we don't over talk about something. We don't take time away from our guests. I don't cut a segment off from JT or Nick. We want everybody to get their equal airtime, get their voice out, because somewhere down the road, Nick might not be with Damage 365 Radio anymore. He might move on to bigger and better things, but Damage 365 can be used in his portfolio. And we don't want to be like, here's my portfolio. I got about 8 seconds of airtime every week. We don't want that. We want it. We're a family. Families argue. Families fight.
And that's why I want to put out to some of the people that might be throwing some of their work towards us is I've been with Damage for about 7 months. I started in August, and I have not had more fun in my entire life than I have with these guys. Showing up to some of these indie wrestling events, it's amazing. Great guys, great people that we work with, and every show is worth my time 100%.
And I appreciate his time, and I appreciate him saying that. Just like on Facebook the other day, I appreciate him calling me one of the hardest workers he's ever had the pleasure of working with, especially in this industry. I was flattered by that statement. And anybody who knows me and has known what I went through just to get ready for the big event, okay, not even money invested in it, just time invested in it. I want everything to be perfect, not only for my staff, I want things to be perfect for our fans, because without that, we're not going to branch out, because nobody's going to want to be part of a disorganized show. Nobody wants to be part of chaos. If they do, then they can have their own radio show, Chaos, and good luck with that, because I want no part of that. And there are shows out there that do nothing but drama, talk about people, bash, stir the pot. I'm not that. Damage is not that. We want no part of that. We'll never have people on our show. One person comes on the show, the first negative comment out of their mouth about somebody, they're done.
Click.
That's it. Click, and you're done. you're out. So, again, we're getting to the end of this show, and I can't believe this flew by so fast, but on behalf of myself, Nick, JT, the Sarge, thank you for listening to episode number 10 and number 11 this evening. Thank you for being a part of history. Yesterday's a big event and our double show today. Thank you to our guests Dwyer Brown and Ron Paris. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, help control the nitwit population and have your friends spayed or neutered. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for listening. Good night.
Closing time. One last call for alcohol, so finish your whiskey or beer. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay.